so I was going in for an early shift, and I just pulled into UDF for breakfast.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
and there was like a cop car, there was an ambulance, and there was a fire truck there.
Shit.
I like the full package, and I I just wanted my breakfast because I hadn't gotten anything. So I was like, I mean, none of them were blocking the door. So I just walked in and I got my stuff. And when I got to the register, I overheard some cashiers saying like talking about the incident.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them was saying like, oh, how'd this happen? And then another was like, oh, there was some lady, she just kind of like passed out. I think she was on something. And like, I'm walking out of there, and I'm just like, it's 7:30 in the morning. What the hell would you be on?
I no idea.
Like,
What could she be on?
they talked about her like she was in like. It sounded like she was an older woman. So I feel like you don't see a grandma like down in Kush or whatever. Like you don't see. Yeah, isn't that what the cool kids say?
Uh-huh. Yeah, dude. Ah, shit. Grandma's coked out on the couch again.
She was coked out. just down. Oh, damn it, Grandma. Like, you go into Grandma's apartment and she just has, like, a band on her arm. Like, can you get me that needle, son?
Grandma, no! She just drinks too much milk. She's just addicted to milk.
Just something so mild, but she drinks so much of it that it just
That becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem. She's like the milk hoarder of UDF.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like milk was pretty short that day, so like she probably she just goes in like
Who knows?
whenever they get new stock. She gets like a notification. She like goes in at 2 a.m. It's like, I'll buy your entire stock. Some guy just comes in like trying to feed his kids, but he can't like give them cereal without the
lady.
milk. It's like, do you have any in the back? It's like, you gotta talk to the lady, and she
Talk to the milk lady. God damn.
it's like trying to talk to like a goblin that like hosts a bridge or something like that, like in a fairy tale. It's like, please, I just need just one jug. It's like, no. She like chugs one from him like while making eye contact. Like,
She tells him, like, milk riddles. You can have half a jug if you answer my milk riddle.
none of it makes sense.
Yeah, it's just
Most of it's
bullshit.
just running down down her face and chest.
milk.
And then that was the day. He was there the day she passed out.
There you go.
He just like goes outside to like ask for his give his daily plea, and she's just passed out on the ground
It's like, I don't really like that lady anyway.
I don't really like being alive.
What?
Haha, milk. All right.
Bada bing.
Episode 3. I feel
There
like
it is.
we need to start by like saying that cold open was a real exchange that happened. There was an actual fire truck, police car, and ambulance that was at our local UDF, and some lady actually did pass out because she was on something at 7:30 in the morning. I don't think it was milk, but
Probably
but we were
not.
just having a good time late at night, and we just got into conversation. We thought it would be really funny if we just added that in.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like there was some story I was supposed to say that I promised at the end
Yeah.
of the other podcast.
I think you're right.
I
Yeah,
don't
because
remember.
didn't I end with with talking about like the what do you mean a box story, and then like sending the old lady away with like the sprained wrist, carrying like the bags and box by herself?
Yeah, I think.
I think so too. Because I was going to talk about like another customer who was like the good side. Because there was this one dude. I only ever saw him once, but he was like this big, like a hefty black dude, and he came in. He was like the coolest guy. Like he dressed normally. There was nothing like, unique about his appearance, but just his personality was electric. Like he came in, and he was like, "All right, what we got today?" And I was like, "What, sir?"
Huh?
Like, it was so... It threw me so off. And I was like,
Yeah.
sir?
The hell?
And I was fortunate enough to help him out. I was like, yeah, what can I get you? And he was like, I want a banana split. And I was like, what can I get you? He didn't want it in a box, shockingly enough.
Oh, thank God.
And wasn't it great?
That's awesome.
He was like, I want some chocolate, I want some strawberry, give me some of that vanilla. Or I don't know what he ordered. I don't remember what he ordered, but he was like so jiggy with it all. He was like, he was like adding in like onomatopoeias in between every word, and I was like,
Bam!
yeah, really. And I was like, what a guy. And then And then I got it to him, and he was like, "Thank you, my brother." And I'm like, "You're welcome, mister."
Happy to serve you.
Honestly,
It's a privilege.
that was the best customer I ever had. I never forgot that guy.
Wow.
I don't know where he is today, but I hope he's happy.
Yeah. I think the best customer I served at Graders was that one guy that came in, and he had gotten his ice cream from whoever in the line. Um,
I
and
think I know what
then
you're talking about.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he,
I was just thinking about this.
I'm over at the bakery, and he comes over up to me, and he's like,
Are you the head motherfucker here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yep.
was telling Dad about this.
and I just look at him, I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, I am. He's like, it's a great place you got here. Your employees, they're really great. That all of them, they did a great job. All of them, they're killing it today. You're doing a great job. This place is great. And I was like, thank you, sir. Can you call me the head motherfucker again? That was awesome.
There's no.
That's what my Siri calls me now.
Really? That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Hold on. I'll prove it.
Okay.
Siri, what's my name? Hold on, she's being stupid. Siri, what's my name? Sir.
It's going
Siri,
real well.
what do you
This is a good
call
bit.
me?
Bitch.
Cut that out. Cut that out. It's dumb.
She ain't working.
I promise she calls me a head motherfucker. I swear.
I believe you, because I think
She
I was
just
there when you programmed
brought
it.
myself up in my own contacts instead of just telling me.
What a guy.
So that's cool.
What a lady.
Anyway, someone called me the head motherfucker. That's the
That's the moral of the
gist.
story.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story.
There earlier on, like before I had reached the first year at Graders, there was one lady who came in like whenever I was having like a really shitty day.
Mm-hmm.
But like one day, it was like the worst day I had at Graders at the time, and I was like, "Oh man, this sucks. It's like really busy. I'm getting shit from the manager. I just feel like absolute garbage. The other employees are just awful to be around. I'm not having a good time."
Yeah.
And then this lady comes in, and she's like super chipper, and she's like helping me out, and she's like being a really easy customer, and she's just really nice to deal with. And then it happened again. I was like, oh, she's gonna come in every time I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
And then I came in the next week, and it was another shitty day. And then every week after that was really shitty. I'm like, she abandoned me. I never saw her again.
Every day's
never-
terrible.
I'll never forgive you. I'll never forget. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of bummed I don't have my ice drink with me. I got Fanta.
Fanta's fine, I guess.
Fanta. Honestly, I like Fanta, but you know, I feel like I'm betraying my
Ice drink, sponsor us.
ice drink. Please, I want more of you.
Give it.
Yeah.
What?
We got some new LEDs. It's pretty
Yeah.
sweet. It's pretty hot.
You can't see them.
No, you can't, but we can, and that's really what matters.
Really
So,
adding a nice vibe to the place.
It really does. Yeah, it's a lot more chill. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm kind of getting like hypnotized. I don't know if like you've noticed like me kind of like zoning out a little bit, but like
Yeah.
or like moments where I like just fall into silence. But like I'm just staring at the shapes and colors. I'm like,
I'm slowing it down a little bit so we're not as distracted.
that's very smart actually.
but it's nice. It's a nice.
It's a nice vibe.
It is. It is.
It's a good time.
Yup. Well, I can't remember what story I was supposed to tell, but we'll just.
You'll figure it out.
I don't think so. I give up.
Well, you know what I did give up on?
What's that?
Riverdale. But you know what I also came back
upsets me
to?
so much that you watch that.
It's such a weird relationship that I have. Like, oh, excuse me.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Me with Twilight, it's like an abusive relationship where like I hate it, but I keep coming back. With Riverdale, it's like going to watch a wrestling match. Like I don't give a shit. I don't want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But like also, I don't know. It's dumb entertainment. Like it's just nice to have on in the background. Like if I was in like a dentist like waiting office and there was like a WWE match going on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
I would look at it. You know, if there was
Yeah.
Riverdale going on, I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I heard a rumor. I don't know how true this is. I'm pretty sure sources given. I think it's pretty authentic. But I heard that the whole like all of Riverdale is based off of fucking fan fiction that the director made.
Okay, isn't it based off the Archie comics?
Yes.
And
it is
then-
a fan fiction that the director made about the Archie comics.
And they just turned it into a full-blown show.
Well, first I think he made it into a play about like Archie falling in love with this serial killer guy, like a real life actual serial killer. And then I don't know. I don't fucking know. And then they made it a show, like a really poorly written show with terrible acting.
Awesome.
Isn't it great?
It sounds like a really good show. I'm
It's
glad you're
not.
watching it.
It's honestly, it's more for me than it is for like anything else. I don't get joy out of watching it. I just get like confidence because like they'll say a really dumb line. Like here, I have a few because like there were just some moments in there that I just couldn't let slide. You know,
Yeah.
the entire show really, but like there were just a few key
Specific moments, yeah.
Yeah. So like, there was so Archie's fucking his music teacher. I'm pretty sure I told you this.
It does not ring a bell.
Well, it doesn't
tuned
really
it
matter.
out.
So he's slamming cheeks with his music teacher.
Nice.
She's all right.
Okay, cool.
And then like he gets her a gift, I guess, and he gets her a violin bow. You know, one of
Hot.
those things with, isn't it? That's like Garrett. Ooh, dude, you're in. You're in.
Well, I mean, he's already in, so I guess he doesn't need to try that hard.
I know. Well, he didn't try it all. She's a music teacher. She has like 1,000 violin bows. What
Yeah.
the fuck is your plan?
But it's a special violin bow. This one came from a Nazi's violin. Ooh.
It's just what I wanted. Oh! For those of you at home, I just leaned back real far in my chair and
Don't tell him.
Okay, it's for us.
Not that big a deal.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know, you get the idea.
you get it.
But the thing is, she opens it up and she sees this violin bow and she's like, Archie, you can't afford this. His dad is like a really successful businessman,
Uh-huh.
and violin bows are like $20 to $30.
Did you look that up?
Yes, specifically to like be like this. There's no fucking way he can't afford that.
can't afford this? Oh, it's as expensive as a dinner? Wow.
That would have been better to take you on than this
Uh-huh.
bullshit. My God.
Crazy. Anyway,
Dude, there's so many like rough moments in the show. It keeps going back and forth between trying to be like a true crime show and a High School Musical.
that would have probably been my guess.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because like there's people who are like really not trying that hard at figuring out who killed this guy who apparently was a big deal for some fucking reason.
Did they not say why?
No, they just kind of like, he
Cool.
was he was the football captain, Trevor. That's why.
Aha!
And then he had a really
Cracked it.
he had a weird relationship with his sister. Like he wasn't alive in any of the episodes, but like the way that the sister talks about him, I'm pretty sure they were slamming cheeks, Trevor.
My goodness.
It's kind of gross to listen to because she's like, I loved him more than anyone else, more than my mommy. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear that.
Ma'am. Tone it down.
Really.
Giving off Cersei vibes.
Honestly, no. Cersei was more likable than this lady.
That is saying something. She was famously one of the most unlikable characters on
She really
television.
was, yeah. But like, well, I feel like
Right
part
after
of the
Joffrey.
I can't say I like Joffrey more than the characters. He's like, I feel like he's got to be at like the bare bottom of of like most likable characters.
He takes the cake, for sure.
He really does. Props to the guy who played Joffrey. Don't know his name. Cool guy.
Job well done, sir.
Yeah, good job. And the lady who played Cersei, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I think
the
part
whole
of-
cast, honestly.
Really, yeah. Part of the reason
Love
that I
that
like
show.
her so much is because the way that she acts. Like she's so hateable, and she's like
But so confident.
she's so confident and like so like she carries that presence with her. This is just a mean girl in high
Yeah.
school that people are scared of for some reason.
All the characters in Game of Thrones are so, like, each of them are...
They carry
so
a presence.
They carry presence, and they're all individually fleshed out. Like, they have multiple sides to them. Like, you know, Cersei's evil, when you get down to it, but...
She likes her
She
kids.
loves her children.
And her brother.
and
A
her,
lot.
and her brother a little too much. But everyone else, she doesn't.
Yeah.
But she's a well-rounded character, and these characters in Riverdale sound like they're pretty one-sided.
No,
like
dude,
just
there's
a basic mean girl.
There's a guy named Jughead.
Yep.
And his sister is named Jellybean. They didn't even fucking try. There was some fat fuck sitting at his desk trying to write for this show, and he's like, "All right." He has a bowl of jelly beans. Sorry, I don't want to knock over your water. He's like, "Well, sorry, that was my large hypothetical
Voluptuous ass.
rider belly. That was my childbearing hips knocking into the table."
My goodness.
He's like leaning back against his chair, and he's like, got a big bowl of jelly beans to his side, and he's like, he's got the jug of milk. He's got a jug of milk to his left. He's like, what do I name these characters? I got it.
Okay, that could be it, but my theory is that they're characters from the comics.
That's very possible. I don't know. I don't know how much they tore from it.
Those
But-
sound like characters from the comics, but I have no idea.
Look it up.
Okay.
But like, it just baffles me that they tried so little to make these characters interesting. You know, like
Yeah.
there was a. They did the thing. They did the thing again. We talked about this like the other day. They added in they have a gay character, and that's all he is. Like he
Cool.
has no character development. He has no character arc. What's up?
Second character listed when you look up Archie comic characters is Jughead.
Son of a bitch.
I don't see Jellybean, but I assume one of those girls is nicknamed Jellybean.
Okay, hold on. Are you fucking kidding me? Really?
What?
Just how, like, is this really what Riverdale is? Just a fucking, like, goth Archie comics?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
what
hold on.
But it has that kid from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
He doesn't make it better.
I don't know his name.
That's the fucking guy. My God, he's the asshole who wears the crown all the fucking time. My God, I should have known. Son of a bitch. He wears in the show. He wears this stupid ass beanie with like a crimped line or whatever that looks like a crown vaguely. It's so. This pisses me off so much because like I thought Riverdale had like a shred of like likability. You know, just
Yeah.
because I was like, it's a shitty idea. It's like derived a little bit, but at least it has some originality. No, it's just fucking goth Archie. God damn it. I'm so annoyed. I will say,
Careful now.
the one thing
People
that,
like it apparently.
I don't give a shit. People like 2001: A Space Odyssey, and that's trash.
Ooh.
The one thing I can like about both 2001 and goth Archie is they're filmed really well. Like the way that they look is good.
Solid.
Yeah, like the color tone, the way that they shoot it, that's good.
Cinematography.
Everything else makes me want to die.
Sure.
And then throw up.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
die again.
Oh wow.
And then void my bowels
That's colorful scene.
through some other hole.
Oh, okay.
It's happening.
Sir.
Help! Step out of it, man! I've been we've been grinding real hard in that golf game, man. I kind of want to play it. We can't now during the podcast, but like
Maybe someday.
someday.
Someday on the podcast.
Oh my god.
We keep bouncing around on different Steam games.
We do, yeah.
But I don't mind it. Like what did we start with?
What do you mean?
I know we did the pirate game a lot, Sea of Thieves. Did we
Yeah.
have one before that? Wait, maybe not. It was just Sea of Thieves and Golf with Your Friends.
I don't know. I kind of think we did. I just don't remember what it is. We did. This is kind of a Steam game that I got for my computer that I really shouldn't have. Fall Guys. that had such a short reign, man.
It's still pretty fun. I haven't played it in a while, but it was fun when I played it.
I have no idea who all's still playing.
There's probably some kind of cult following still
Honestly,
playing.
probably. I haven't heard anything about it.
Me neither.
Fortnite, however,
Oh God.
is kind of like just throwing shit in there now.
I know. It's just never ending.
There's Ariana Grande in there for some reason. I don't know why.
It's so exhausting hearing how many different things are just thrown in there just to stay relevant
Really?
and just
Yeah.
to like keep people's attention. Like, don't forget, Fortnite's the best game. Tell everyone you know. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. They won't care. Tell your other friends. Please play our game.
Don't believe us? Here's Dog the Bounty Hunter. Wow!
You're welcome.
He's from TV! I know that!
You know how that Marvel movie just came out?
Well, here it is!
Here's the characters.
I don't think Free Guy's come out and they already added one of the characters from that movie in.
Anyway, golf. Golf with friends. That's a fun game.
Golf with Friends is a fun
It's
game.
a fun game.
I
It's one of those games that's so fun to play, but can be so infuriating.
really, yeah.
So
It's
upsetting.
like our new GoldenEye, but better. Because like when
I
we
don't
were
know
younger,
if it's on that level.
no, I don't think it is either. But like, we used to play 007 GoldenEye for the Wii.
For the Wii,
It was
played with a
bad.
motion Wii controller with a nunchuck connected to it, right?
Yeah, with a nunchuck,
And you would have to move around with the nunchuck,
and then just
point
try to
and
kill the other
aim
guy.
with the Wii remote while they're moving around and try to kill them. And oh my god, me
It
and
was
Connor would
so
get
infuriating.
so upset with each other. We just, fuck you! Cheats! Stop cheats! Stop camping, you bitch! We were like 13, if that.
I
You were
think we
probably
were younger,
probably
yeah.
like 10.
Honestly, yeah.
But whew, oh, that game was so upsetting. GoldenEye 007.
Yeah, golf game is a lot more. Golf with Friends is a lot
It's
more.
more. It's more mellow.
It really is. I honestly,
It's just
I'm
golf.
I'm kind of tempted to get that Mario Golf Super Rush thing. Have you heard about that? It's the new.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the Game Grumps play it. It looks pretty fun, but also I don't know if it's worth the money.
How much?
I think it's like the usual, like $60. You could probably find it on like a few things, like maybe Amazon or something for like I don't know, 30, something like that.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
I mean, I got Red Dead Redemption for 25, so that was good.
Well,
I don't
that
like
had been
that
out
game.
for a while, right?
A little, yeah. I gotta say, I don't like that game.
What, Red Dead 2?
Yeah.
Really?
It's just not
I thought
fun.
you did.
I was starting to like it, and then it just got, like, I tried getting back on, and I was like, it's a horse, it's a guy in the way. I don't give a shit. Like,
Interesting.
it's like Assassin's Creed, but worse.
It's a bold claim.
Well, for me, I like Assassin's Creed more. There's like more things to do. There's more like I don't know. There's more like whimsy to it, I guess, and I'm more fond of that. I know a lot of people like Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2, but like it's so slow and like it's too slow, you know?
Okay.
Like you could probably fast travel. I don't know how. The controls are whack as fuck. Pacing is terrible. I hear it has a fun story. I don't care.
Okay.
I honestly, I'll probably just give it to Quinn for like, I don't know, $10-$20. I don't care.
Sure.
I just want
I'm
some
sure he'll
compensation
appreciate
for my
that.
trouble. I do like that Jedi Fallen Order game though. I heard it's getting a sequel. I don't know how true that is though.
I have no idea.
I
I
hope
have
it
not
is.
heard anything about it. I completed the Ghost of Tsushima game.
Yeah, you
Finished
did.
the story.
It's pretty rad.
Oh my god, that's like the best game I've ever played. I love that game so much. And,
Only next to Sonic Unleashed.
no, that game's awful.
I remember we used to play that when we were still living on Glade and we had the PS3 out, and how frustrated you would get. It was a fun time. But now you're playing Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, well, not anymore because you finished it. But
Yeah,
you're
I'll
playing
replay it
games
at some point.
like Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. And so now I'm trying to replay Doom Eternal because I never finished it.
When did that come out?
Oh
18?
no,
19?
Yeah, something like that.
I think so.
I don't remember. One of the two. But that game's great too. Like just the story is so cool. The characters, obviously, just the whole lore around
Yeah.
it is so cool. And oh my god, it's so fast paced. It's it's
Doom?
overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, if you it takes so much concentration and a certain level of skill to like do it and do it well.
Oh, yeah.
And so sometimes there are levels where it's basically just go from place to place, and in between stop and kill a bunch of things in this area.
Yeah, well,
That's basically it.
that's
And,
kind of why I love games like that, and that's why I love
oh yeah, it's
the
great.
Wolfenstein games, because that's made by the same people, and it's like that, but like with, I don't know, more attention to plot, I guess.
Yeah,
Because like it's like if the Nazis won and shit, and it's like in the future, it's kind of cool.
yeah.
But well, it's not the future. I think it's in like the '60s or something, but I don't know. But that's why I love games like that, and why in in the new Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance game I bought, I play like exclusively as the barbarian because it's like pure brute strength.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm about. I love that shit. Like,
It's fun.
if I can't in a game just like go full force and just eradicate something, I'm like, that's not very fun.
You don't like the sneaking around?
I do like at times like the sneaking around. Like I said before, like in Assassin's Creed and stuff. If I'm able to like in Odyssey, I think that was more prominent then. I haven't had much time to do that in the Valhalla one. But in Odyssey, you could like sneak around these like forts and shit and like kill off these dudes one by one, and it's just really fun. But like also, if you get caught, you can just like barrel into them and like send them flying away, and it's just super
Kill 'em
fun.
all.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It was kind of the same with Ghost of Tsushima. Most of the time, at least. Sometimes they would make you sneak around, which
I-
was fine because it was, it was part of the story, and it was kind of it helped you figure out the game
Yeah.
more. But I'm more of a fan of the full force kill everyone
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
tactic too, because it's I don't know, it's just fun.
It's very weird to see how far Doom and like other games came. But like
know.
like looking at like in Doom Eternal, I saw you guys. I saw you playing, and there was like that part where you like transfer your consciousness into the Revenant and
Oh,
you,
yeah.
like wreck shop.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I bought the original Doom for Nintendo Switch, or at least the rendition of it. It's what you'd expect.
Yeah.
It's like an '80s video game. Did it come out in the '80s? It came out earlier, definitely.
Late 80s, early 90s, I want to say.
Something like that, yeah. But like it's alright.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's
It's
for the time it came out. It's a great first-person shooter.
yeah, it's fun to play like
One-
old
one of the
retro
first.
games. Like I'll play like old school Legend of Zelda. Like come right at me.
Sure.
Castlevania, hell yeah. But like
It doesn't
it's hard.
compare.
No, it's hard to keep
You
your
can't.
attention when you have things like God of War, Doom Eternal, Assassin's Creed, I guess Red Dead Redemption 2, if
Yeah.
that's what you like. Yeah. It's hard to just like go right back into that and then be like, HD.
This
and,
is great.
"Ah."
Plus, for people like us, like we appreciate the old games, but we weren't alive, or we didn't play,
Yeah.
or we were too young to play those kind of games back then, and so we don't have the nostalgia that some people have, and that sometimes drives the whole thing. I feel like
Yeah.
like people go back and play it, and they're like, it's just as good as I remember. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, because you remembered it when it was new.
Yeah.
So like probably in 30, 40 years, we'll get new games that are even better, and we'll look back at these games and be like, wow,
It's just as good.
it's so good.
And they'll be like, shut up, Grandpa.
Well, it's
Shit's
not
whack.
even, you're not even in a 4D game.
You
Like,
can't
God.
even feel the full impact of the shotgun in your sternum?
fucking idiot.
Lame. There are times where I kind of feel like we missed out on all the interesting stuff, because like I think part of it is like we're so desensitized and like not really affected by anything. Because like Jeff Bezos went to space and came back, just
Yeah.
some random billionaire guy who owns Amazon.
Paid his way to the space.
He paid his way to space. There's a full-on hotel going to be built in space.
Sweet.
I heard about this. I don't know.
I think I heard a tiny bit about this.
I'm
but I
not
don't
sure
know
if it's
how
like
real it is.
I'm not sure how true it is, but I kind of hope it is. I'll
That'll be sweet.
I'll never go to it, probably. Well, maybe depending on how life goes. Like if
Yeah.
it smooths out real well, then hell yeah. But like, it's just cool if we have that step forward. But like, no one seems to be very interested in it. And like, when you think back, well, you'll hear like older people, like our parents and stuff, like talking about like, I remember the good old days back in the 50s when you could buy a human for a penny and
Sure.
not like that.
I know what you mean, but
It's called
no
exaggeration.
the whole space thing is so cool, like the strides we're making. But then, like space is fascinating, and the steps we've taken to like improve space travel and just learn more about space is amazing. And then you'll
I
have
love
those
space.
people. I do too. It's so cool. But then you'll have those people that are just like, well, we haven't even explored the whole of the ocean yet. What are we doing going up into space? We haven't even explored the Earth. Shut up.
Space
Shut
is
up.
cooler.
We can do it, so why not do it?
We're going
Like-
there. We're going there so we can figure out how to go there.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it almost, I don't know. But it's so cool that we can go to space and shit, and we
It
like,
really
somehow
is.
haven't figured out how to get to the bottom of the ocean. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, because
Because the pressure is so crazy intense. There's no way.
it's impossible, at least for now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Both of those places are so scary,
Yeah, really though.
so terrifying.
There's something like weirdly more, I don't know, comfortable about space, I guess, because like if the slightest thing goes wrong, you're fucked.
You're
like dragged out into space,
Yeah. There's
frozen,
a hole
explode.
in whatever you're in, you're dead.
You're dead. Yeah, unless you can duct tape real fast.
Yeah.
But
Like
it's-
you can look around and see Milky Ways and the Earth
exactly.
and the moon out
yeah.
there.
There's like that's the thing. There's like something whimsical about it. And then when you're in the water, like you could be swimming around and be like, "Yay, fish!" And then like you like look down and you see a black ravine that leads down into the abyss, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't wanna."
People that go like down into like the sea are
Mm-hmm.
just, they're going as far down as they can, and when you get far enough, it's just pitch black.
Yeah.
And the only things that can live down there are things that have evolved in order to withstand the pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and two, can see
Yeah.
in that kind of darkness. And most of them are scary.
Yeah. It's whack as hell. Like
And
That-
like, oh wow, look at all this darkness. It's so pretty. Like,
that's fucking why we can't go out. Well, that's why we can go into space and not underwater, because there's not that like solid barrier between our existences. Because like with space, this is like human box up place, and then
Yeah.
like you have to wear like spacesuits and stuff.
Sure,
to,
yeah.
that you got to take the proper like precautions to be able to like walk on the moon or like eventually go to Mars and stuff. But like with water, you have to like figure out the pressure, and then there's no way to like get light past like pure pitch black, and then like
yeah, it can only go so far.
yeah, and you can only withstand the pressure for so long, and it's hard. It's hard to figure out. I could never do it. I'm not a science whiz.
I'll read an article or something.
The funny thing is, like, all the people who are saying, "Oh, we gotta explore the ocean before space," is people who could never do it.
I mean, yeah, which
Let
is
the
most
scientists
people.
Let the scientists handle the science stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
Most of them know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. Just the whole, just space in general is just
So cool.
so cool.
It's that's part of why I bought the Dune book that I got, because like it's set in space and it's pretty rad. It's kind of funny to me when like you look back at like the 60s. Thank you. That's going to be like a consistent thing throughout the episode. Whenever you look back at like the 60s and stuff, like the biggest, well, I guess yes and no, because like that's when they took off and just landed on the moon. But like before, they focused a lot more on like, Greenpeace and making the Earth a better place, and like fixing everything here. And like
Yeah.
the big thing now is like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Right.
We're
yeah.
done.
Yeah, people back then, and during like the '60s and stuff, they were like, "Man, let's just enjoy each other. Let's just enjoy life here.
Yeah.
Like let's do Woodstock.
Yeah,
Let's-"
yeah, that's
yeah.
what brought it about, because everything was like going to shit. Vietnam was going on, wasn't it?
just- Vietnam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
the
the
60s.
60s.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if Woodstock was at the exact same time, but
I think that's part of why it was happening.
Oh, I haven't done my research on Woodstock. I should, because it sounds like it was a really cool thing.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
how
it
do
was
you
a
think-
pretty long.
How do you think people look back on Woodstock? From what I've heard about it, it's just like, I feel like people would just be like,
I
"Oh
remember
yeah, it was
Woodstock.
wonderful. I remember there was a lot of drugs, a lot of boobs. I remember there being a lot of mud as well. I think there was music. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows? I was,
No one really cared.
I kept hearing colors and looking at boobs. It was the best. I was like, let me cop a feel of that sweet purple, and I was like, it was great.
I couldn't tell if the music was in my head or outside my head.
I think the
People
dragons
were dancing.
People were dancing, but I think they were on clouds.
Couldn't tell if that was my acid trip or not. Can't be sure.
He just dies. Grandpa, no! Take me back to Woodstock.
Get back in the Volkswagen!
It's a little upsetting when you like compare Woodstock to like what we have as an alternative now, which I guess the best thing to compare it to would be Coachella.
Yeah. Coachella, Lollapalooza, both of those.
Yeah, because like
Concerts in general.
I mean, I guess they were similar. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're both
I mean,
like music festivals, and
right.
like there's a lot of drugs, a lot of titties, a lot of mud.
Well, even we have a
There might be music.
Bunbury in Cincinnati.
There's what?
There's some music festival that goes on called like Bunbury or something.
Never heard of it.
It's like got a B as a logo or something. People really like it. It's the
Okay.
same thing. It's just like a music
Yeah.
festival. It's just here instead of, in L.A.
Yeah. This is like discount discount
I-
Lollapalooza.
I've heard like people that go. They've said there's a couple big names that go sometimes, but I don't know. I've
Nice.
never been, so.
Maybe one day. But it's I don't know. Like things today just kind of feel
Yeah, it feels
You know what
like
I mean?
things are like more rigid and strict now.
I mean, it's hard to think about because like that's probably what like people before used to think. It's like back in the 50s.
That's
Like
why they
I
did
remember
it.
the good old days back in the 20s where you could slap a woman. You
And
still
it was
can.
encouraged.
You still can, but like there's
Frowned
more.
upon.
But back then they didn't have rights, so it was better.
They couldn't even vote.
Those were the
so
good old days.
I like that.
It's a hard
Yeah,
hard
they were
line
really-
to like look at because like when I think it's like things today are like kind of crappy or like people today are more scummy. It's like people in the future will be looking back. It's like, oh, Coachella was awesome. Now all we have is the Space Jam Music Festival 36.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right there. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, whoa! Like, there's a lot of really crazy, awful people out there. But, people will say, ugh, now's the worst time to be alive. We have to.
Yeah.
Everything's worse now. Everything's
We're going
better
to
back
space.
then. It's like, yeah, we're going to space. Did you not read history? Like you remember back in the Middle Age, like
Yeah.
you remember back in the Dark Ages, when people died from
The
a
plague.
fever? Like you literally, oh no, I'm hotter. Oh, I'm dead. Like
I'm hotter. I mean, that's what it was.
And then they're dead the next day.
Like, it's like, oh no, Jimmy has a cold.
well,
Get the chainsaw!
cut it off.
All right, you have a fever? Yeah, you got a headache. Oh, that's not good.
I see.
That means demons are inside of you. Get him out!
All right, get your skull saw. Gotta cut him out. And like even in our American history, we had up in the New England area, the Salem witch trials. Like
Yeah.
people could just be like, that bitch is annoying. She's a witch.
Yeah.
Kill her.
It's weird.
And then they would die in one of the most horrific ways a human could possibly die.
I don't
Being
know.
burned alive.
I'm not sure how common being burned alive was. I think most of it was hanging, but still, yeah, like
But
it was
still,
a thing.
both of those are, I would imagine, quite unpleasant.
Yeah, neither of them are good, but like still.
Yeah, it's
Cheryl's undergarments look pretty clean. She must be a witch. Get her! She's gotta. Shot my pants a little
and
bit.
even like the way they depict that kind of shit in like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah,
Just like,
it's
how are we going to test if she's a witch?
I know. We'll strap her to this chair and hold her
Witches are made of wood. And what does wood do? It floats. And what else floats? witches, a duck.
Duck.
So if a witch is the same weight as a duck,
It's so stupid, but it's accurate.
I don't even
Like,
remember
that's
the
their-
whole bit, but it's just so dumb.
It's weird to think about because like that was their science back then.
I know,
Like,
there
like
was-
they used to be like, all right, if you got a headache, we got to drill the ache out of your head.
Yeah, they just
It's-
make bullshit connections, and they're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, they didn't know any better, but still.
you can see how they made the connections without like the proper information they had.
And lack of trying, I feel.
And the lack of trying, yeah, definitely. I think a lot of it was just like kind of giving up, like,
we can do whatever the fuck we want. Like,
you don't really need that leg.
I mean,
I mean,
I don't know how to fix it.
I mean,
so
you have a
let's just get rid
scab
of
on
it.
there, so that's probably the mark of the devil. So we may as well get it off there and just,
Yeah.
and then you're good to go.
I mean, back in the war times, like if someone like in World War One, early, like you got hurt.
Jimmy's face got blown off.
We can't. It's infected. We can't fix it. Like we can't. We don't have the medicine to fix it.
Yeah.
We're not that advanced yet. Cut it off. Like that's the only way you'll live. Like genuinely. So basically, the moral of all this bullshit that we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes is,
If you're gonna
we
travel
have
back in
it-
time, prepare.
that, and we have it okay today. You
Yeah,
know?
we
It's
do.
not that bad now. We can live pretty comfortably, most of us nowadays.
Yeah, like even the witches thing, like that's a popular thing now, where like people are like do I don't know weird shit. I don't know, like they do.
Huh?
Sorry, cancel.
Explain yourself.
So like on TikTok, they have a side, like how there's like certain corners of TikTok where it's like food talk and bitch
Yeah.
talk or what I don't know.
Is there a witch talk?
There is a witch
Of
talk.
course,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a very prominent like part of it, where like people, I don't know, they just I don't know, throw their rocks at a moon or whatever. I don't.
Cool.
It's weird. Like it's hard to look at.
Yeah,
'Cause,
there's
like,
a lot of TikToks like that.
it's a cool concept, I guess, but like when you actually put it in practice and you believe it, it's a little bit hard to sit through, Because like there are people who will like give tutorials about like, now this is how you charge your crystals. You lick them and you put them outside in the moon, and then they'll get power, and then you can kill birds. And I'm like, you can do that by just throwing a rock at it. You don't need you don't need the extra steps.
There's a lot of easier ways to do that.
If I want to go into Subway and I
Called
want to
hunting.
Yeah, if I want to go into like Moe's or something and I want to sub, I'm gonna be like meat, cheese. I don't need this whole lettuce bullshit in the middle. Just look done
Gimme.
in the body.
You consume.
And then there's like the what is it, sage or incense, something like that, where they use it to like ward off the spirits. Ah!
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, do they just not like the smell? What is the logic? I don't get it.
No idea. It's a cleansing. That's all. That's
It's
all I
not.
got.
It
It's
smells
cleansing.
bad. I'm skeptical on the matter.
I'm like, I don't know, so why not?
Yeah, sure.
I don't. Whatever. I have no proof for it. I have no proof against it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sure.
Aliens, however, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
dude,
your-
I totally believe in aliens.
Oh, yeah. I did too.
Logically, like if you statistically, they
Sorry.
when you
I totally agree with you. Just like just the way it's being phrased, it's like accurate, but it's funny.
if you look at the science,
Speak normal, son.
sorry, Mr. Babakis. When you look at the universe is made of many galaxies, yeah. So when you
Galaxies and universes.
galaxies and universes and a lot of bitches. So when you look at it, when you do the science and you look at it statistically in another galaxy, another part of the universe, there's gotta be
They're
another.
space bitches.
There probably is a planet out there where there's just like people who like.
That'd be
All-
weird if there was like a part of our solar, like not our solar system, just like of the entirety of space. There's a universe or galaxy out there that's like Futurama or Star Wars or something. That's
That
just
would be pretty cool.
So advanced that they like, they travel to this tiny planet to go have dinner or something.
That would be
That'd
pretty
really
sick.
cool.
But like that'd be the interesting thing about like space travel is that you would be able to see things that that have barely even been
Like even
thought of.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like when you're thinking about going back to like the underwater thing, when you think about it, it's like sea monsters.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
what,
no,
that's,
big fish.
Yeah, that's what's there.
Big fish teeth.
Yeah, like they probably look pretty weird. They
Yeah,
probably look
for
really
sure.
pale because they have no need for like color or anything. They have no need for like camouflage. They have no need for eyes. So there's probably just like I don't know,
Yeah,
underwater worms. I
Probably
guess.
some freaky shit down there.
Yeah, probably.
However,
But in space, you could. Okay, my sorry.
No,
My
go for
way
it.
of thinking is, if you're looking at it scientifically, humans were made to fit their environment to look like this. We are a 1 in a million chance, really.
Yeah.
Because like, if you look at evolution, we evolved into this because we did everything we needed right.
Right.
To evolve to this level of intelligence, to evolve to this level of being at the top of the food chain and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yet somehow we still do stupid shit like try to shove our hands in hippos' mouths because it's funny for a picture or whatever.
yeah.
They eat people, but
They are murdering machines.
they really are, and it's kind of terrifying. But
But they're so damn cute.
what that mouth do?
Anyway.
Back to space. We need hippos in space.
Oh no.
In space, there's bound to be planets where the environment is like Earth. I'm sure I think we have discovered
Yeah.
planets where it's like almost identical to Earth.
Well, yeah, that's part of some of the
Yeah.
like NASA's missions is to find the planets that are similar to Earth.
Exactly.
But,
So
yeah, like you said, real quick,
yeah,
we're 1 in a million chance, and space, it's infinite.
yeah, exactly. So
As far as
that
we know,
leaves-
it doesn't end.
that leaves so many species to come out of it.
Yeah.
They don't exactly have to be like as intelligent as us. Like if like there's of course an equivalent of like an alien space goat or something like that. I don't know how similar it'll be to like Earth goat or whatever, but it's out there.
Any like living, breathing, like conscious creature.
Yeah, or even a plant. That's rad.
Yeah, that's
you know?
insane.
Like we haven't found that on the moon or Mars yet, but like
Water.
we have found water on Mars, but like that means there probably was pretty sick alien plant life there.
Yeah. Every time I think about Mars and like life on Mars, I think about that scene in the first episode of the Justice League TV show where the astronauts go to Mars and they go underground,
Yeah.
and then they find this just
This crazy
world
civilization,
inside
yeah.
Mars, and it's like
It's weird. Well,
I wonder.
exactly, yeah. It's weird. I don't necessarily think there's like life underneath like the crust of the planet, but like
it's just fun to think about.
exactly, yeah. It is fun to think about, but like I feel like if we were to find alien life, it would look something like us, most likely, because if we were to find intelligent life, it would probably look something along the line of the Neanderthal evolutionary line.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And so
Makes sense.
we could be like, I could be the first man to teach this ooga booga folk how to do the fist bump. Teach me how to doggy.
That's upsetting.
Honestly, the way the future's going, we probably would send someone up there like that.
Just like an influencer. Just like, all right, we got to teach them about our culture. All right, Jake Paul. Suit up.
They pulled a Futurama and like preserved his head and was like, all right.
I want to hope that if somebody from NASA decided to send Jake Paul into space to confer with the aliens, that someone would assassinate him before it could happen. No, we can't have that.
It would be like a full-on. I'm
Full
not.
protest.
Well, there's that, and also like I'm not sure like what. I'm sure this has happened before in like TV and movies, but it would be like a full-on revolt thing where he would like get to the planet if he wasn't assassinated beforehand, and he'd be like, "Sup, alien dudes," and then they would just kill him because
They could just tell already.
yeah, like there's always that like core feeling in your heart where you know like this person's just awful.
I can already tell.
Yeah, so you're like, all right, we don't want that one. The rest of you can stay.
Why'd you bring it?
Why? Are you trying to kill us? Trying to wipe us out? Get him! Every splork for themselves.
Splork.
Yeah, that's what the aliens call themselves.
What a beautiful name. It's gorgeous.
The language barrier would be rough
Yeah.
between aliens and humans. They'd be like, "What? You haven't figured out English, dumbass?" It's like,
Come on.
What are you? What? I don't know what you're saying.
Just speak normal.
Speak normal, dude. Mom! Yeah, I'm calling from Glip Glop 9.
They're not speaking normal.
These assholes aren't speaking American.
Fuck on. Damn it.
It's still funny to me that people say speaking American. Like, I get it.
I mean-
yeah, like, we definitely have our own, like, inflection
Yeah,
of dialect.
We
But
have our own vernacular.
it's still weird to me how, like, we split up language into so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
It's so confusing.
Yeah.
It's
There's 10 different kinds of English.
I know. It's whack.
British, American, Australian, Welsh, Gaelic, like
Irish.
Irish,
It's
Scottish, and then real Scottish apparently.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Scottish can't even figure it out.
They're just having a good time.
This is why we're going to space.
Yay!
But like, I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't know how we split it up so much. Cause like, anyway,
Anyway,
I
moving
don't know,
on.
man. I feel like we're running out of steam.
It's no, it's fine.
We're great.
I'll
We're just
find. Let me.
Funnies.
What's another story I can tell? Maybe I can find a story from Cannes.
Oh my god, you reminded me. When you brought up Jake Paul, you reminded me of. I think I told you about this, but do you remember? Do you ever like go back and look at Vine compilations today? Like recently?
I haven't recently, but I'll see like a little cut of a few vines, like in a TikTok.
On TikTok, yeah.
But I haven't gone back and watched a full blown compilation recently.
I only watched. I watched a few back in like 2016 or like 2014 to 2016 when it was like real big, before it like got shut down and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was super into it like everyone else. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like 6 seconds, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, I looked up Vine compilations because I hadn't seen them in like a year.
Uh-huh.
There's another one. We got to keep a counter.
2.
Shit. And I watched maybe 2 minutes of it, and I was like, this is not funny.
Oh no.
It's too short to be funny, you know?
Yeah.
Like
some of them are.
Some of them are clever.
Some
I
of them
will
are
say.
clever and they do a good job.
But like, I don't get why the big ones that blew up were like King Batch or like the other guys.
It was not funny.
No, he wasn't. He's in movies now. I don't know why. He was in both the Babysitter movies. I kind of want to see the second one, but I know it's going to be bad.
Okay. I don't even have a reaction to that.
There have been
I
a few
just
movies that I
accepted it.
yeah, that makes sense. There's been a few movies where I kind of want to watch, even though I know it's going to be bad. Like
Right.
I contemplated watching the quote unquote new Fantastic Four movie last night.
With Miles Teller, or whatever his name is.
I don't know, but it's with Michael Jordan, the actor guy.
Michael
Is that his
B.
name?
Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of.
him.
Yeah. Michael
yeah.
Jordan's a famous basketball player.
He sure is. Sure. They made that connection in Space Jam.
I know, it was such a clever
A new
show.
legacy. No, it wasn't.
But
that
Connor!
movie hurt me.
I can't unsee Porky Pig rapping.
I thought that was just for the promotion. I thought it was just part of the ad. Like that came up on like a Snapchat ad or something like that, and it was just like, "What's up? It's Porky Pig." And they like, no, exactly. I was like, "Porky, stop!" And then he didn't. He just kept going, and then
Did a whole thing.
he really did. The thing that upsets me most about that, I think, is that the rap wasn't that bad. It just upsets me the most that it came from Porky Pig.
It doesn't matter.
A notorious
It doesn't
stutterer.
matter how good it was. It doesn't matter how hot the bars were.
It came from Porky fucking
It was
Pig.
Porky Pig in Space Jam. You can't say it's good, no matter how good it actually was.
What hurt you more, Porky Pig rapping or the name Algae Rhythm?
Porky Pig.
Really?
Algae Rhythm was bad, but I wouldn't expect anything less than like a bad name for at least one of the characters.
Yeah.
But seeing one of my beloved Looney Tunes characters just, ooh,
Yeah, like algae rhythm was probably like a clever coincidence where it's like, all right, so this guy's an algorithm. What do we call him? Algae rhythm. All right, yeah, sure.
Brilliant!
Yeah, like, yeah, that works. But then, like, someone consciously in the writing room was like,
You know what would be hip with the kids today?
Porky Pig slapping bars.
What's up? It's Porky Pig.
Stop! Jim, you're fired. We're using your idea, but you're fired.
It was bad, but it's perfect.
I really think just like a plain Looney Tunes movie would have been better, man.
I know. The best parts were when it was just the Looney Tunes.
Exactly. Like the whole sequence when they were on like the Looney Tunes world, that was awesome. Like
yeah,
they had the whole story ready to go. Like they had Bugs Bunny alone on Toon World, and then like all of the Toons like gone off to
Spoilers. By the way.
Yeah, spoilers. They had all the Toons scattered about like in the WB like multiverse or whatever, like on different like movie planets and stuff.
Right.
Like Lola was part of DC, and well, so was Daffy. Was
Right.
anyone not part of DC? Oh yeah, Elmer Fudd was in Austin Powers, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was the mini me.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, they had that kind of stuff, and it could have just as easily had like a toned down version of their blatant self promotion stuff, but like with a clever plot and like beloved characters. It didn't have to be about basketball. It didn't have to be like Space Jam 2.
Oh no, absolutely not.
It's just kind of upsetting, but you know, missed
I mean,
opportunities.
yeah, because I know why they did it, and like it wasn't that bad of a movie, but like
It could have been
because
better.
they nailed the Looney Tunes characters, the
They did,
voices, and the way they would act in
The way Porky
those
would rap, they
situations.
got that down solid.
yeah. And so like they did the Looney Tunes justice, but they like you said they just stuffed it into a cash grab. Look at all the things that we own. Here's another Space Jam movie.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't anything great, and it wasn't supposed to be anything great. It was just fun and stupid, and here's some Looney Tunes for you.
I guess, yeah.
So, well, anyway,
Trevor, what are you doing? What is that?
before we end this, we should end it with something great.
What, Trevor? Trevor, wait, no. What the